All righty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody had a lovely day. And with that being said, let's dive into the TA. Guys, SPY short squeezed in to a new all-time high today, right at the end of the day. It was a pretty exciting day. As you can see, we didn't get much of a pullback. We were looking for a pullback with how things were set up. We really didn't get all that much. What did happen is you kind of just pulled back over there, had a, pretty bullish engulfing candlestick over here on QQ. All right, pretty flat day there. Not flat, you obviously moved up, but, the real show over here was today on SPY, where you reached a new all-time high. And I'm just going to point out, guys, after all this consolidation, do not be surprised to see this thing go for a ride over here. We're talking 620 to 630 over here on this move. SPY is the stronger one of the bunch. Did have on the monthly time frame. We did have this, not so bearish candlestick over here on SPY print, but over here on QQQ, we can see we had that very nasty looking, the bearish candlestick over here on the monthly time frame. Gravestone doji, very ugly look. You figured it was going to, mark a reversal. It did not end up marking a reversal. Look at that. And now we are sitting up, almost at highs over here and over here on SPY new highs. So, guys, this market, it's probably going to continue going higher. You're probably going to see this daily RSI get overbought at some point. And I do think, we're starting one of these moves where, you consolidate for a while and then you break out and you have that next leg up. So, we were very bullish on over here on throughout this consolidation. At some point, we knew we were probably going to see, the market move straight up, and we're just, going to see much higher prices for that next leg up. Just give it some time. All right. As you can see, we are now at new all-time highs. That, has been fulfilled. The dip, all right, was proven to be a dip. It was not a, market crash over here like so many people thought. Here, and here. Like, you're just shorting the hole if you're looking for further downside. It was the time to be loading up on things. All right. As far as, levels go over here on SPY, I'm going to do my best to make this video a short one over here. Guys, we're shooting over here for 10 minutes. So we're going to really just speed through all the charts. We're going to go over the levels over here on SPY, QQ, and IWM, DIA, and VIX. And everything else, we're just going to run through it pretty quick. Okay. Support over here on SPY is 609.07, 607.82. 605.36 and 602.13. On the upside, guys, we're watching 610, the psychological level, but realistically, you're just going to be watching today's high, which is 609.75. Get above there, guys. Expect to go a couple more dollars at least to the upside. 15-minute RSI. You had this bullish divergence. It looked like, this is all she wrote for that. And we are now going to, probably put in another one. So, I think we're probably going to hit 615, 620 on this little, rip up we got going on right here. I know you have been pretty much vertical and there's been no pullback, but sometimes that's all it is, guys. I went back in time over here and back over here, you literally went straight up, gap ups for like 9 trading sessions. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or it was on QQQ. Was it QQQ over here? Yes. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then you stopped after 11, okay? But you had straight up gap ups. I know these candlesticks are all together, but you did have gap ups. Market kept wanting to go, and as we can see, those gaps were never filled over here. Most vast majority of these were just never filled. Market just kind of kept going, pulled back a slight amount to retest the highs, and then you went off to the races for quite some time. That's what I was saying. A big move is probably loading. This is the time to be loading up. Calls 2 to 3 months out. You're probably going to be making money on this next leg up. And ground floor was, during this consolidation, because eventually we're going to see prices just, at new highs moving up. And you're going to have to wait for those pullbacks to buy the, buy the dips over here. This was the big dip to take advantage of. Okay. Over here on QQ, support. What do you got going on? We got 531.24, 528.45, and 525.97. That is the gap we were going to pay attention to down there. All right, we're probably not going to move any further than that tomorrow in the downward direction if we go down there. But if you do, you got 520.06. Okay, expect buyers at the short-term moving averages over here on the daily time frame. On the upside is resistance. You're watching 534.13 and 539.15. Okay, IWM, you pulled back. All right, follow the yellow brick road. We knew yesterday to be expecting buyers off of this, zone over here. As you can see, a lot of stuff goes on in this zone. It flips back and forth between supply and demand. It flipped into demand. Okay, you got, above it. We want to see it prove that it's demand, and we want to see buyers step in. We're going to be expecting buyers because it was, supply, supply, supply. You finally got above it, means you ate up all of the sell orders that were sitting here, and now there should be buy orders sitting there because, again, people are looking for those pullbacks as buying opportunities. On the upside, we're watching 230.55 above there, 233.40. 235.92. Okay. Downside, 226.64, 224.66. Real simple. DIA, we are DIA. We are seeing a massive short squeeze over here. It is all out mode. We're going straight to all-time highs. You got past the 0.786 Fibonacci retracement level here at 444.50. You got above 444.87, our little resistance over there. And from here, guys, pullback or not, you're coming up here to 451.55. That's where it's headed. But we can see on the weekly time frame, this is, absolutely kind of insane. You held the swing high by, only a couple bucks over here. So we could put that right there. 418.51, 416.44, guys. By $2, you held the last swing low over here on the weekly time frame, and now you're pushing new highs. That's kind of insane. But you did break out from this downtrend, and you did clear our 433.20 level down there, and now you're off to the races. Okay. On VIX, what are we paying attention to, guys? You do have these two lower wicks, so honestly, if you do pull back in the coming days, see VIX spike up here, 16, 17 bucks. Don't be worried. It's just that pullback buying opportunity that we just spoke about. It's going to be presenting itself. Okay, we got the big one. Now we're going to get, probably like break and retest, like SPY. If it goes a little higher and then pulls back, maybe VIX comes up here and then, pushes down to a new low, breaks down under 1427. And then over here, guys, if you want to put this on the charts, if you are new to your, new to trading, not trading, but charting VIX over here. I don't trade VIX, but it does tie hand in hand with SPY and QQQ. Well, SPY, especially because that is just the ETF of the S&P 500, and this is the volatility index of the S&P 500. Okay. But if you are new to the VIX, hey, might as well put this zone on your chart. And if you're going to follow along with it, this is something that gets a reaction pretty much every time it is tested. Okay, you can go back for, quite some time, a couple of years now. You got quite a few reactions in here. As you can see, you keep coming up, rejection. All right, you're getting all these rejections. You come up, break and retest off it, come up, reaction. Oh, boom, you come up, reaction. Come up, break and retest, boom, reaction. You see what I'm saying? You have a lot of reactions here, so you might as well put it on your chart. But right now, guys, it's still just chilling here. Okay, it's not, everything, all the four major indices, they're green. Dow Jones Industrial Average is up about 1% today, and VIX is just it's consolidating here, closed out with a lower wick. So, be wary on that. We could see a little pullback, but it is going to probably just provide a buying opportunity in the end. And then we see new highs shortly after. Okay. Now, let's quickly go through all of these. We're not going to have a 10-minute video. We are at 9 minutes right now. Let's shoot for 15 to 20 minutes. Okay. Over here in Tesla, guys, this is one of the weakest of the bunch over here. And I'm just going to say, at some point, it's probably going to snap back. You are at the short-term moving average over here on the daily time frame. You have the golden pocket for this most recent advance right here, 401 down to 390. Okay, so look for buyers over there. But, it's really just a waiting game. I do think, it's probably going to start perking up here at some point. And then, you see a rally pretty quick back up over here. Okay, people are forgetting about Tesla, guys. It's the company's not going to do bad. Everything is rallying right now. At some point, this is probably just going to catch up to everything pretty quick. All right, and you just got to stay patient on that one. Okay, Apple over here. This is the other weak one right here. I would say this is the weakest of the bunch right here. I'm not really sure if this is going to be recovering right now or not. We're going to be watching for a test of 229.72 up here because that's where the daily 9 is over here, the daily 9 EMA. But As you can see, we did start selling before then. Daily RSI did get under 30 over here. Maybe it's going to come down. Maybe it's going to consolidate and put in a base. We really just got to, wait this out over here in Apple. But as of right now, we gap down. You got the spinning top candlestick. Well, this is kind of a spinning bottom. That's not a real candlestick, but it's like the same exact thing, just opposite. All right, so maybe we put in a little island reversal action, gap up into next week. I have absolutely no idea. But it's a possibility. Okay, tomorrow is the last trading session of the week. We, honestly, I see most of the time I feel like we have green Fridays, but we will have to see. Okay, right now, on the weekly time frame over here on Apple, it's pretty rough, but on the overall market, it's looking pretty sexy over here on the weekly time frame. So close out near the highs tomorrow. And next week, Apple's still going to have buying pressure. Whenever the selling pressure lets up, Apple's just going to snap back with the market and actually move. And then eventually, it's going to be straight green right here. We just got to wait for that to actually pop back up again. Okay, it's just going to be a little time. All right, straight green. It just has these big advance moments, and we have to wait for our next moment. Okay, Amazon. This is the strongest of the bunch. You got this and Microsoft being the strongest over here. But I pointed out just millions and millions of calls coming in on Amazon over here. And I do think this thing's probably going to be going up towards 250, 240, 250 here in the short term. 240, 245 in the short term. 250 I do think will be reached. Weekly chart is absolutely massive. Okay, this is massively bullish over here. It's crazy bullish. You have a bull flag breakout, pull back to the week of 9, and now you're at new highs. Guys, these legs up, let's just measure it. All right, 17 bucks. Like, that's what I'm saying. The crazy bullish right now, okay? Do not be bearish on this thing. That takes you right to 250. That's what I'm saying. I do think 250 is probably going to be incoming. It could be happening next week. Microsoft, guys, this is something I think is going to officially break out of this consolidation, move to new highs, and then we're going to, be in breakout mode for a few weeks where you could be moving decently higher, okay? Where, at that point, you can go, give it a month and a half, you can move 8%, into a new all-time high there. All right. Double bottom breakout. We got that the other day. We pointed that one out, ahead of time before it actually broke out. We pointed out, I think it was on this day right here, that we had this double bottom. If you could break over 434.32, that is when you had a breakout. You're probably going to start making your way up to 456.16. Why do we say that? Because take the measurement from here to here, 23.60. All right. That brings you, a little over our 456.16 resistance right here. So that was going to be the target. And from that point, guys, you're probably just going to continue on and move to a new all-time high, okay? Bullish over here on Amazon, bullish over here on Microsoft. Those are the two, Mag 7 stocks that I would be paying attention to right now if you want to see short-term upside, all right? That's what has strength right now. Google over here, not looking necessarily bad. At some point, it's probably going to, you got a bunch of red candles, 5 back to back to back to back to back. Red candles over here at some point, you're going to start getting green candles step in here for that next leg up. This thing is just consolidating, but I know you got that breakout right there, but you also can just see you have this, triangle you're building out here, or ascending wedge, whatever we want to call this thing, bull pennant. It is building out here. At some point, you're going to break up, and you're going to probably do what we just discussed on Amazon. You're going to have like 10 to 20 bucks the upside, all right, coming from here up to here before you even pulled up $13, okay? Before you pull back $13, the official move that on that first leg right here, it was $19, guys. What if you get, a $10 to $20 move here? 10 bucks brings you to 215, all right? And 20 is bringing you to like 223, okay? That's Goog. Meta, guys, this thing is starting its breakout. Expect this thing to be running to 250, not 250, 650 to 660 in the short term. We talked about this literally just the other day. We talked about this in the previous video, and now this thing looks like it's about to explode. I've been waiting on this move. I've been waiting to, catch this move. I've been sitting patiently in it, and I think it's about to happen. I think we're about to at least see, something equivalent to this. $35 higher than the previous, high over there. Where does that bring us, guys? Stay with me. 675. That's pretty crazy. Okay, imagine, catching that move. It's probably going to pay. This thing has a crazy base going on here, just like it has a crazy base going on here, just like it has a crazy base going on here. The thing just wants to base and leg higher. Let's let it happen. I think $700 is probably coming. 680 to 700 bucks. Like what I just said, $35 to the previous high. I think that will come. Okay, maybe 40 bucks, 35 bucks though. I think that's in the cards. 680 to 700, I think, maybe a little bit after that, that's also in the cards. Okay, let's go over the chips. Chip stocks over here, guys. You pulled back, you retested it, and successful break and retest. This thing is going higher. Expect this thing to hit that 270.54 gap fill right there, and above there you have 283.07. ARM, guys, pull back 164.16. I told you in yesterday's video, okay, if if this thing pulls back, hang on one sec. Let me just drink a glass of water here. Hang on one sec. Much better. Thank you. My apologies. All right, we talked about this in yesterday's video. 160. I felt a tickle in my throat. I was going to cough eventually. Had to get it out. 164.16, guys. We talked about in yesterday's video. You did actually get that pullback there today, quite a bit, 7.5% today at the close. This thing is probably going to be going higher. I can't tell you, if it's going to go up to 188.75 right away, or if it's going to take some time, like Avgo over here did, just building out a base before, launching off of that thing. I really can't tell you what it's going to do. I don't know. It could really consolidate for the next 1 to 2 weeks for all I know, and then, move up off of that. But what I do know is you had months here of consolidation in the same exact range here. Months, 4 months. You just broke out from that. This thing's going to a new all-time high. Honestly, I ain't got money on this right now, but I'll tell you right now, I would put more money on this thing going higher in the short term than I would on this thing consolidating, building on a base, and then moving up off of this. This is the massive base. This is the next leg up. This is probably going to do this thing, okay? This was just a pullback. Expect it to move higher. MU over here, guys, since all the chips are looking so bullish, since SMH is looking good, I know this is looking a little rough, but I think it's likely that this participates. So I am looking for this thing to rally over here, but, to really get out of this, junk range you've been in for quite some time, you got to break above 114.80. I do think that is in the cards. We just got to wait for it. But, I personally wouldn't be trading the range. Once it breaks above 114.80, that's what gives you something to trade off of, okay? You take a little on the breakout, okay? Wait for a retest. If it builds out, something like that, and then, sets up for a larger move up, so be it, okay? But, also you just know above here, it broke out of what it's been consolidating in for, a really long time there, okay? You literally have, 2 to 3 months right here, 4 months right there, just sitting in consolidation. It's just now about to break out. We'll just wait for it to break out, and then the thing goes crazy, okay? That's, my opinion over here. Weekly chart, you could see all the consolidation we've had. It's gone absolutely nowhere pretty much since over here. How long is that, guys? Okay, that is 6 months. All right, 6 months, it's done absolutely nothing. Just wait for it to break consolidation. It's going to have a big move. Since SMH is just now breaking out of that, all the same exact. We're gonna call it from right here. Okay, same exact, like 4 months right here of consolidation, just now breaking out. MU is probably going to participate in that. Expect this thing to break out and then start heading towards 130, but we got to be patient. Nvidia over here, guys, it's going higher. New all-time high incoming. It pulled back, literally pulled back to the previous day's low and has rocket shipped, closed up near the high. It is very likely that this is going to continue higher. Watch for it to break yesterday's high at 147.79 and head toward 152.89. From there, we're watching 155 to 160. That's probably going to be hit. Avgo. This thing just broke out from a month-long consolidation pennant over here. Okay, bull pennant after this earnings gap up. People call this the power earnings gap. I just, I think that's cringy, but, at the same time, I guess it does make it simple. But, most people don't know what that is. I didn't know what that was until, I saw it. I had no idea it existed. All right. You gapped up. You consolidated in a bullish manner. You broke out from that consolidation over here. Pulled back today to the daily 9 right there. And you're probably about to break the high, up at 247.28 right here and push 251.88. Okay. That's the target ever since we broke out over here. And then I do think we're probably going to go 260, 270 here on that next leg up, in the short term. And again, SMH broke out, retested successfully today. Expect all of these things to go higher, guys. This is the chip sector. This is what's probably going to be leading the way. You know, I know Mag 7, well, I mean, not even leading the way. I think semiconductors and Mag 7 stocks are looking pretty much the same here. Big tech stocks. Bitcoin ain't looking too bad. We'll talk about that in a second here, but let's finish the chips. AMD, I do think this is garbage. You know, you're still underneath the weekly 9 here. Just wait for it to break above, guys. You don't have a reason to touch it right now. You know, for all you know, it's just going to do that and reject the 21. All right, so until it can really, you know, it's got to make some waves until you really want to, you know, flip bullish on this thing, okay? Let's check out this bad boy over here, guys. This thing wants to break out, and I do think it is probably about to make a move. All right, and, you know, whether that goes something like that or it just decides to gap and go, I really have no idea. This thing has been getting ready for a move, and I have to assume this thing is probably going to start trending upwards and have that next leg up in the short term. All right, put it on your radar. TSM, it was a leader before everything started moving up. It's a leader now. Expect this thing to be moving up with the overall chip sector. It's in discovery mode, 225. That's the next cycle level. Then you got 230. Then you got 240. That's what you're paying attention to. Now, Bitcoin over here, guys. Bitcoin, I do think is going to be moving up. All right. Why? Because I think MSTR and Coin are going to be moving up specifically. This doesn't necessarily look like a bearish chart. It looked a lot more bullish earlier today. You now close out the day in this daily candle here in 48 minutes. So, you know, it's just still stuck in consolidation. It was not closing, but it looked like it wanted to close out at the highs today. It looked like it wanted to do some crazy things today. It did not. You crapped the bed here. But, you know, I do think because this thing is still in consolidation here, and then you come over here to Coin, and this thing looks like it's going to go. All right. You have this double bottom breakout over here, and now you're just consolidating right here at the neckline at 293.60. I think this thing wants to pop, and I think this is enough to bring it up to new highs at 349.75. And you also come over here to MSTR. Now, this is the thing that, you know, it's not behaving the best like Coin over here. Like, Coin looks really nice, guys. This looks amazing. You're consolidating right here. Look at this nice lower wick. Come over here, MSTR. You know, you are also consolidating above the short-term moving averages, all right? But, you know, the big thing over here for me, you do have this bull flag breakout. All right. Do we have that at Coin, guys? We kind of have a similar structure, actually, the same exact thing. All right. Both these pretty much look amazing. That's all I'm saying. Like, at some point, a big move is probably around the corner. If that's happening, I think Bitcoin's probably going to be the thing leading the way. So that's why I think Bitcoin's going to be moving up. But back to MSTR over here, guys, the real thing, you know, I want to point out here is you have someone taking bets over here on, you know, a very short-term call, okay, or short-term calls, I should say. You know, tomorrow's expiration, most of these are. This is over $20 million on tomorrow's expiration, and although they're deep in the money, they still are. You know, you get a 10% pop over there, or you get, you know, 15% pop, you get a $50 move. The thing's gonna make, you know, millions of dollars either way for the guy. Someone is betting on tomorrow. He's either gonna exercise them or he's going to, you know, just let him rock and take profits on a big move. One or the other. He's playing it for something. You know, overwhelmingly, we had calls coming in today. We had some, you know, dated puts coming in, but overall, we did have, you know, calls winning the tape over there. But, you know, Riot over here. The other ones, I'm not going to say these things look good. All right, I'm just going to say Riot looks like crap. It was looking quite, you know, amazing. You know, in the grand scheme of things, not looking bad. Keep that in mind. But, you know, if you look on the weekly chart of MSTR, that looks pretty good. Coin, immaculate. Okay, this is what I'm saying. Coin looks amazing into next week. I think it looks absolutely phenomenal. So I just want to point that out. I like February, March calls over there on Coin. But over here, you know, you could see TSLA doesn't look the best, doesn't look the worst. I like this little stair step action right here. You have the same, you know, breakout over here, just like Coin and MSTR. Kumara also has that same exact look, except you didn't break out yet. You know, these look like they're compressing and getting ready for that, you know, to expand. Okay, they're looking like they want to expand, and you're probably going to be pushing into the golden pockets over here on CLSK. If we could just do that. Okay, CLSK, Riot. All right, just looks like it wants to take out Mara. MSTR probably going to be pushing into the golden pocket. I think 450, 460 is incoming. Come over here to Coin. Probably going to be pushing 326.23 in the short term. And then I do think 349.75 is going to be hit. This weekly chart is no joke. Monthly chart also really doesn't look bad at all. You clear as day see what I'm seeing over here, okay? Something I'll just put on your radar. I've been putting it on your radar, but here it is. HIM's over here, guys. Hitting TP1. I am actually not in this thing right now. Kind of hoping it didn't close out like that over here. But I am going to be entering this guy tomorrow. I do think 35 is incoming probably next week with how this thing is setting up. So this is something to certainly keep on your radar, or, you know, participate in if you would like to do so. The other one I would put on your, well, not put on your radar. I'm just going to talk about this thing. We put it on your radar before it started doing this thing. All right. I put it on at the breakout down here. I also put it on down here. Down over. I put it on here. I put it on here. I put it on here. I put it on over here. Okay. Oklo, I put it on your radar quite a bit over here for all of these moves. And I hope someone out there has been milking this thing. Maybe you've just strictly been trading this thing and you've been making so much freaking money, because this honestly just keeps setting up. Give it some time. You have a lot of, you know, swing trade opportunities over here on Oklo. It's looking pretty nice. You just got this breakout. You've been range bound for quite some time. This thing is getting a, you know, big move going on right now. 3 months of consolidation. You're just breaking up from that. Yeah, this thing's probably going, you know, honestly, $50. Okay. You know, the last one, well, not actually, I got one other one after this one. It's not the last one. Uber over here, guys, you're just consolidating before probably having that next leg up above 68.84. Get a daily close. You're probably coming up here to 73.55. ARK, this is the break and retest. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. Okay. Sorry about that. You do have a successful break and retest over here on ARK. You pulled back. You broke out over here. You pulled back to the golden pocket, and then you broke through that trend line. This little bull flag action, expanding megaphone, whatever you want to call this thing. You broke out from it, and you retested today, and you closed that at the high. This thing wants to push higher. I do want to point out declining volume. So, you know, if you get another, we see a big day, you get a breakout over here, volume ain't that high. Maybe it pulls back a little since we had the high volume, low volume run up right there. And then we can get something with higher volume going. All right. Up to 66.27. I do think 66.27 is common. Next one is LLY, guys. You had a little false breakout through this trend line / downtrend over here, but I do think this thing is getting ready to move, and, you know, it could be happening right around the corner. And I do think at some point you just start going straight up. This thing is consolidating. It's getting pretty tight over here. I think it's about to snap in one way or the other, and it looks like it's going to be to the upside. With that being said, ladies and gents, I hope you enjoyed the video. It was not a 10-minute video. It was not a 20-minute video. It was a 28-minute video. Nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed the video. You know, I like to think we got, you know, some pretty useful and lucrative information in these videos 5 days a week. I hope you are making money off of them. And, you know, if you're not making money, I hope you're learning something off of them over time, guys. This really is the most lucrative skill set you possibly could do. You know, whatever your job is, keep doing your job, okay? But, you know, you better be learning the market over time. Give it a few years, and you're going to be a killer. All right. You know, swing trading the market really is next level unlocked in life, in my personal opinion. And, you know, I am forever grateful. I discovered the market and, you know, kind of just fell in love with the market. And this is just my life now. And, you know, I'm going to be completely honest. I know, you know, nobody else in real life that I meet, at least, they don't know anything about this. So I think that's pretty cool. And this is something that, you know, you make your job money, but at the end of the day, you can just keep swing trading constantly. It's something, you know, just to fill up your life. I'm going to be completely honest. The market's always got stuff going on. And I love that. Okay. I love that. With that being said, guys, I appreciate y'all, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.